Hello and welcome to my F1 25 driver career mode here today for part 30 for the Japanese Grand Prix here at the legendary Suzuka circuit, where we have a wet qualifying session ahead of the second round of the season. So we come into qualifying then, into the final chicane in these very tricky intermediate conditions. It's not meant to get worse, it's not meant to rain for the race either, so just really spice up the grid. We can round the final corner, have a little snap of oversteer, and that first lap is going to put P10. And then we went again, same set of tyres. We found 3 tenths going into the chicane. We've taken a lot of curb though that time, and we've lit it up on the rears and lost that 3 tenths. Only found about a tenth and a half there, but it's put us into P10 again. But we've dropped down to P21, shocking. And now into the chicane for the final time. We found 1.4 seconds though on this lap. We've lost a little bit there, but we're going to start the race P15. So the rain has gone away, the sun has come out ahead of the Japanese Grand Prix, where it's Lando Norris on pole, Villeneuve getting the best of the conditions, putting it on the front row as well in his RB. Then it's Max Verstappen and Colapinto, Piers and Alex Albon, Ocon and Liam Lawson, Tsunoda and Oscar Piastri round out the top 10. Then it's George and Leclerc, Hulkenberg and Sainz. We are alongside Behrman, and then it's Antonelli and Bortoletto, Gasly and Mika Hakkinen, and on the final row of the grid is Sonny Hayes and Jack Doohan. So as the cars make their way onto the grid now ahead of the Grand Prix at the end of the formation lap, P15 isn't the best place to start for us. We can only realistically go forward. The strategy for the day is a one-stopper, going onto the mediums, going onto the hards for the end of the race. But here we go then, the 5 red lights come on ahead of the Japanese Grand Prix. We're racing, here we're actually going to go another Winston off the line, and will be done now by Behrman alongside us on the grid. As now we head down towards turn 1, we've gone wide, we've gone off the track, we're back onto the track. We're side by side now with one of the Williams and trying to get up the inside of the Mercedes of George. We get up to the inside of George though, but have been pushed wide by him. And now we're side by side with the Williams there to get the job done. He's coming into pressure now from the Haas as now run over the back of George Russell as we go into the first degner. Have a look at the inside of George at the second degner. Now under the track and now towards the Kobayashi hairpin we go. We're going to go late on the brakes, make it 3 wide between us, Hulkenberg and George. Have a big take back of our George has a moment as well. Hulkenberg is ahead, and there we go, ahead of the Mercedes as well. Now we're right on the back of the Sauber to the inside of Spoon. We get the job done, but we've gone miles off the track there. We just about get back on in front of Hulkenberg, but that puts us now into the top 10, into P10. It's been a good start by us. And up the road next to us is our teammate Charles Leclerc, who we're going to go and try and overtake down the inside at the hairpin. There's a gap there, we went for it. Leclerc slams the door shut, and we have to look at that another day. That's why we head down towards Spoon curve. And we're going to have a look to the inside. We're a little bit too far back to do anything there. Now we go through 130R and now towards the final chicane. We're going for it on Leclerc. We're going to get our teammate here, and it's a great move on Leclerc to take P9 from him. And up the road next is Oscar Piastri. As now this is Liam Lawson overtaking, getting the job done on the half of Esteban Ocon, as there is a bit of a train starting to form. So we come into the 2 deckers now, and Mark is telling us to let Leclerc through. It's the second race of the season. I don't think there's any team orders here. No, Fernando is faster than you. We're just about staying in touch with Piastri, and we're looking to go forward. And Leclerc's made no impression on getting past us since we overtook him. As now this is Tsunoda having a look at Esteban Ocon going into the chicane, and Ocon's had a big lock up with everyone's kind of stopped. And we've gone clean around the outside there of Oscar Piastri and get the job done on the Australian, but Piastri's got a good one out of the chicane, and now he's flying past us down the pit straight and gets the job done. But he takes that place, but he's taking a bit of curb. He's running himself out wide, and we're going to put him back at the inside and retake that place from him. And now we're at the back of Esteban Ocon in the Haas, and we're going to be late on the brakes at the inside of the Haas and get the job done. There we go, into P9 in this race. Up the road next is Tsunoda. As now we head into the chicane now, very late on the brakes, try and find some extra traction, which we have found, and we're going to go right round the outside of Tsunoda down there. It's a lovely move through that kink out of the hairpin, and now we're right on the back of the Aston Martin of Colapinto, who, unlike his teammate, has gone backwards. His teammate currently P2. As now we head up towards 130R. Are we going to go for the move? Yes, we are. Up the inside, to the inside like Schumacher and Alonso. As we get the job done there on Colapinto, as now Leclerc gets the job done on Oscar Piastri at 130R as well. And now Leclerc is looking to find a way quickly past Esteban Ocon and get down the road after us, because the car quite clearly has some good pace today. Goes to the inside. Ocon's got absolutely no defence there going into turn 1. It is job done for Charles Leclerc, as now he hunts down after Yuki Tsunoda, who's going for a move here on Colapinto. Is he going to go round the outside Colapinto at 130R? Yes, he is. Really struggling to pull away and get the gap out, but now the battle's going to continue. To the inside, there's slight contact there, I think, but Tsunoda is through on Colapinto. Very lovely move that is. And now this is Leclerc going for a move on Colapinto. Now he's being mugged left, right and centre, and he's being overtaken left, right and centre through 130R. Leclerc's going to do exactly what we did to Colapinto down the inside of 130R and get the job done there. And it's just one car now between us and Leclerc, that being Yuki Tsunoda, but it might not even be that for long, because we've got absolutely no defence to the Red Bull there. He's absolutely blitzed it past us there, like we're not even there. We didn't have the pace. In the end, these tyres did start to go off fairly quickly, as now the move that Ferrari wanted us to make a long time ago in this race, as Leclerc gets us now into what is currently P1, due to us, neither of us still yet to pit, but Leclerc is going to pit at the end of lap 14 for his one and only stop of the day, which means we are going to lead the race once again, even if it's only briefly. You can see everyone behind us who has stopped slowly catches there, but Leclerc is in. The mediums are going to go off to him, the hard tyres are going to go on, and he is now hopefully looking to beat out the Red Bull of Lawson. And has he done that? Yes, he has, quite comfortably into turn 1. But now these medium tyres were absolutely shot for us. They were gone, and we'd lost so much time in just the first sector to those behind who have pitted the Lando Max battle. We are going to pit there at the end of this lap, but we've lost seconds on this lap to those behind us. Max now is going to shortly have a look at taking Lando for the lead. Is now into the pits we come now to make our one and only stop of the day. Where do we come out relative to Leclerc? That is the critical part. And now we turn into our grid box now. The medium tyres will go off, the hard tyres will go on. As we sat in our box, so Leclerc is already through. So is Piastri. We're dropping like a stone now. Everyone's come flooding through, and what a difference one lap makes here at Suzuka. We've dropped all the way down to P15. We're back where we started, just because of one poor lap. Leclerc finds himself P9. We've gone from right behind Leclerc to 6 places behind Leclerc. As now also we've been beaten out by Piers, who's gone longer into turn 1. It's been an absolute shocker. One single lap has completely changed this race, because we lost 4 seconds on that lap to Leclerc, and that's completely changed the face of our race. We're basically back to square one as we go for a double move at the chicane on George, on Piers. We get both of them there, and we were driving a bit angry now, I must admit, because we've lost so much time. We should be battling Leclerc. We were right in the battle with him, as now Piers gets the job done on George, and we're back to where we started. The first half of the race might have happened for us. So we were driving angry, trying to get ourselves back into the points. It's now we look to do what we did to the Red Bull of Tsunoda earlier on in the race to Carlos Sainz, but this time it's going to be the outside, and we get the job done on the Williams. And now we're on the back once again of Colapinto in the exact same part of the track. We got him earlier on in the race. We've got him at the inside at 130. Can we get him this time? We're going to have a look, but we're a little bit too far back, unlike earlier on in the race. Hopefully that's all good for us to get those caught into way before we can get to the first corner, and then it's going to go after us. And we were just kind of managing pace. We couldn't touch Esteban Ocon. That gap was just staying around 2 seconds. We couldn't get it down our way to have to go and take P8 from Ocon. By the end of lap 23, we've been caught by Piers. He's on the back of us with his fresher tyres, and there's not much we can do about that. It's like we're not even going. This is just going to put us down into P10. So it's now this is Piers getting the job done on Esteban Ocon. That's a good move by him, up into P8. It's his best race so far since being world champion, but up front, Max Verstappen comes into the final chicane for the final time, rounds the final corner to win the Japanese Grand Prix. It's going to be Lando Norris P2. It's going to be a podium at his home Grand Prix for Yuki Tsunoda, and we got closer and closer to Ocon, but we could never get close enough to have a gun. So we're going to come into the chicane for the final time, and we're going to come home for one single point.
A sensational drive once again. Max Verstappen takes the checkered flag.
To overcome the difficult circumstances they face throughout this race today, it's not easy, and it really shows a lot of maturity, and you can use this, you can draw on this as a driver moving forward and boost your confidence through the rest of the championship.
Out onto the rostrum, looking down at their team. It is time for the trophies. Max Verstappen has been here before, another win in Formula One.
That's been then your Japanese Grand Prix, won by Max Verstappen. Good race for him, getting his second win for Aston Martin and his first of the season. Then Lando P2, Tsunoda getting another podium at his home Grand Prix in P3, Leclerc P4, we should have been round about there. Oscar Piastri rounds out the top 5, and we come home for that very frustrating P10. Just one lap of the tyres hitting the cliff completely changed the race. It was one lap, we lost 4 seconds to Leclerc, and that's ultimately cost us a fairly decent result today, because the car clearly had the pace with Leclerc finishing P4, but we recovered to get 1 single points in P10. And then down at the back, everyone finished a race today, but it was Nico Hulkenberg in the Sauber who was last. And in terms of the Drivers' World Championship, despite not winning a race so far this season, Yuki Tsunoda finds himself leading the championship by 7 points over us in P2. Max moves up into P3 in the championship. Of course, we had a pretty disappointing Australia. And then Lando is P4 and Piastri rounds out the top 5. Down at the back, there's still many drivers still yet to score this season after the opening 2 races, and it is Jack Doohan who is bottom. Red Bull also take over the lead of the constructors by 1 single point over us in P2. McLaren are P3, Aston Martin are up to P4, and Williams are P5. And then it is just RB and Sauber who are still yet to score this season. That's been then your Japanese Grand Prix. Hope you have enjoyed it. Not the most interesting of races, but next time though we head to the Middle East where we go racing in Bahrain. I'll see you then. Goodbye.